Namaste. I'm going to lead a full moon chakra meditation. Now, today is October 19th, 2021. I'm actually pre-recording this to gift to all of you tomorrow on the actual day of the full moon, which is October 20th, 2021. With that being said, meditation is fantastic and beneficial no matter what day you're watching this. So if you're looking at this a month later, a year later, it's okay. You can still get the benefits of meditating. I want to explain a little bit before we get into the meditation. Those of you that have been coming to my classes since 2020, since this whole pandemic started, know that I have been talking about this a lot. I don't want to get into grave detail about it, but I do want to say that there's a lot of us in the spiritual world that believe there is a world war happening right now, but it's not something visible to the eye. It's a spiritual war that's happening between the light forces and the dark forces. I know that this is not based upon any conspiracy theory, even though you may think it lines up with that. So just wanted to clear that up. We all know that this 3D reality that we face is a lot about polarity. And we have our different takes on what this polarity is. And the polarity is really playing out right now. But I want to remind you that in the spiritual world, we have been looking at this new age, this new era that we're embarking on as the age of Aquarius. This is a natural cycle for the earth to be going through. Every so many thousands of years, the earth goes through its natural cycle of evolving. As the earth evolves, we as humanity also evolve. Last December in 2020, there was something called the Christmas star. And that star was a beacon that represented the idea that there is a new consciousness coming to this earth, something that you may have actually heard called a new earth. And it's the idea of unity consciousness for Christ consciousness, very inclusive, very unified, very harmonious, extremely loving, compassionate, and forgiving, right? That light was the symbol of that hope that is dawning here on this planet. But like anything, we can't just snap our fingers and be there. There has to be a turnover. There has to be chaos before the peace comes into play. And right now, what we're seeing is a lot of polarity, a lot of division, a lot of opinions, a lot of pitting against each other. And I want you to realize that that is the dark forces trying to divide us, trying to invoke more fear among the masses, because they know their time is almost done, okay? We are evolving and ascending from a 3D reality. We are now in a fourth density or fourth dimension where we're seeing the polarity like even pipe up more. And that is going to create a shift into the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, we are going to be changing a lot. We already have been changing a lot, but we will actually be turning more into the powerful light bodies that we actually are. There has been a play with the timelines, and I'm not going to get into all that because it's very mind-blowing. But I've heard from several people that tomorrow's full moon is a very important date to meditate, to get people in a higher frequency, a higher vibration, so that the fear doesn't keep us in that lower realm. So we're going to try to drop into our bodies. We're going to feed love and gratitude to all of our chakras. And then we're going to imagine a blanket of love and light surrounding us and surrounding the planet. So I will meet you on the, if you want to use your mat, I'm going to be using a bolster sitting on the floor. You can sit in a chair at your desk. You can sit on your couch. You can lie down on your bed to do this. Just try not to go to sleep. All right, let's begin. So with this meditation, I don't know what level of energy you're coming to the meditation with. And we want ourselves to be alert and awake, okay? We want to stay fairly energized. So let's bring the hands to fist right in front of our shoulders. And we're gonna do a quick pranayama technique, which will give us the boost of energy that we need, okay? So it looks like this. We're gonna inhale, extend the arms and hands. And then as we exhale, we pump the hands back down into a fist. We're breathing shortly and sharply in and out through the nose, like that. All right, we're going to do several rounds and pause, and we'll do 3 rounds before we settle in. Let's begin. Three, 2, and 1. Let it go. Close the eyes. You may feel a little tingling from your arms to your fingertips. You may feel like your heart is being held up and supported, or that your posture is more easeful. Second round. Three, 2, and 1. Let it go. When we close the eyes, we want the inner gaze to be lifted towards the mind's eye, what we call the third eye, the center of the brow. We'll do 1 more of those. Three, 2, and 1. Relax the hands to the left. Remember, you can sit with back support, but we're going to let the shoulders spill down and away from the face. Your palms can be opened, be receptive to my guidance. The palms can be downturned to provide more grounding. And feel free to practice a mudra if you know those or have a favorite. Set your drishti towards the mind's eye. Take a few more deep diaphragmatic breaths. Let's take a cleansing breath now, breathing in through the nose, out audibly through the mouth. Now connect to your seat. Let your hips get heavy. The contact of the earth beneath the feet. And as you're focusing on the lower realm of the body, imagine as you're sitting upright that your spine is like a tree trunk. The parts that are touching down to the ground have roots below the surface, below the furniture or flooring that you're on, dropping down through the foundation, the building you're in, down through the topsoil, continuing downward and outward, spreading its roots. Imagine the roots that are going downward are going past underground streams and lodging to a large crystal close to the center of the earth. Imagine those roots are wrapping around the crystal, winding around the crystal, becoming even embedded within the crystal. And follow the grounding line you've created back up to your tailbone. And from the tailbone, working upward through the spine, mimicking the trunk of the tree, the crown of the head being the top of the tree, rising up towards the sunlight above. And we're going to keep the hands on the lap, but if your hands were turned open or in a mudra, place the hands down. Legs and the feet being part of the first or root chakra. This is the center that holds the red ray of light. This root chakra is a very important chakra. Gives us safety, security, support. It allows us to feel grounded, stable. I want you to send all your love and gratitude to this area of your body. This energy center. And all the times you have felt safe and supported, grounded, stable. Thank you. Red ray of light. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for supplying me this physically, mentally, emotionally and spiritually. Bring your hands now to reside on the lower portion of your abdomen. This place that houses the second chakra. This energy center that's represented by an orange ray of light. The center that allows us to flow, to be creative. What is said to be our emotional seat. And it gifts us with trust, and the ability to surrender, knowing as co-creators, we're not always in complete control. Give so much love and gratitude to this center and for the lessons you've learned here. The ability to trust the higher power, to trust yourself and the choices you make. And to trust others and the choices that they make to the best of their ability. Gratitude for your creative juices, the ones that not only allow you to birth ideas, forging your own path, and creating the life that you want. That you deserve, that you're worthy to have. Thank you for the gifts that you've given me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Slide your hands to the upper part of your abdomen. This area of the third chakra, which is represented by a yellow ray of light. To the center that allows us to feel confident, strong, empowered, gifting us the ability to persevere through challenges and obstacles and overcoming our own hang-ups. Overcoming the ego so that we can be more tapped into the soulful part of our nature. Give your love and sincere gratitude to this region. And all the times you have felt encouraged to act. And all the times you've been able to dive in your own inner strength. Thank you for helping me through physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I'd like you to place your right hand over your heart center and lift your left hand up in the air. Imagine your left hand is attracting the blessings from above, light from source, as if you were a conduit between the heavens and the earth. And you're being gifted with some extra benevolent love to enter into your heart. The heart center that allows us to forgive, to be grateful, to be loving, to be compassionate, to be empathetic, to be accepting and tolerant. Give all of your love and compassion back to the center of love and compassion, this place of harmony and balance. It's represented by a green ray of light. Thank you for the gifts and medicines you've given me physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Take your hands now lightly to your throat, just to the sides of your neck, really, so you don't feel suffocated or restrained. You can even hover the hands here if this is too much. This area that's represented by either a blue or aquamarine light. This center of energy is all about speaking, expressing our truth, expressing our creativity, what offers a bridge between the mind and the body. What offers purification, the mind, the body, the spirit. Give your love and sincere gratitude for the lessons you learned from this area. To be able to stand, to speak and express your authentic self. Thank you for allowing me to do this physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Moving up to the third eye, you may just want to place your hands to your brow. You may join one hand to the base of the skull and one hand to the forehead. If your arms get tired, just let them rest to your lap. This is the center of the indigo ray of light. And just as we pictured our roots wrapping around a large crystal at the center of the earth, I want you to picture a crystal located in the center of your head. The pineal gland that allows us to see beyond the third dimension. This gland that's going to play an important role in our ascension. Give your love and sincere gratitude to the center that allows us to have our imagination, our dreams, what we envision for our future, what we envision for the earth, what we envision for the future of our children, what gives us great insight, what allows us to connect to our intuitive knowing, what allows us to see through a cleaner lens, a clearer perspective. We thank you for these gifts, for these blessings of the third eye. May we all progress by staying balanced. May we all progress by keeping up our practice to evolve beyond where we've been. And then you can take your hands to the top of the head. Again, if your arms or shoulders get tired, you can just imagine your hands here. This area that is represented by a purple ray of light. And this crown chakra, which is all about utmost wisdom, complete freedom, liberation, liberation from the ego, liberation from our limited sense of self, anything that makes us feel separate from, apart from, so that we feel whole and connected. Thank you immensely for helping us to have those moments where we feel completely at one with everything and everyone. Give all your sincere love and gratitude to this energy field that helps us to see beyond our five senses, to recognize there's more to what we think of as reality. And remembering the important part we play in the tapestry of life, and even through this time of ascension. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our soul contract to be here. Thank you for letting me be here to experience this firsthand, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. If your hands are still atop of your head, release the hands down to the lap somehow. Whatever's comfortable, but keeping the eyes closed. Now, with your creative imagination, through the lens of your third eye, steeping in this gratitude for all of these centers within, imagine now that you're gaining a larger perspective of the earth, for its natural evolution, for the new earth that is coming, for the new consciousness arising, and for each of us awakening. I want you to imagine that everyone on the planet is sitting and meditating just as we are now. Centered and quiet in oneself. Imagine a pulsing from everyone's heart. And that pulsation is sending out healing green rays of light, life force energy. You can actually picture it pink or green. Imagine that vibration pulsing outward from the heart is radiating through the front side, through the back side, top, bottom, radiating upward and outward in every direction, penetrating the earth and everything upon the earth and everything surrounding the earth. This is forming our blanket of protection, a blanket of security, our blanket of loving vibrations, healing vibrations, a deep cellular, molecular level. Stay with the imagery. Note what you need to. As long as it's in that higher vibration. You can even imagine a separation of sorts between the old earth and the new earth, the old ways with the new ways, the end of the patriarchal society, the rising of not only the divine feminine energy, but the divine masculine energy as well. And letting them create this sacred marriage, union. So that each of those divine masculine and feminine qualities are being held, and supported, and activated. Imagine the light overriding the darkness. the timeline shifting for our benefit. Type of utopia. There's abundance, enough for everyone. Let's sit with this one more minute. Please pause the video if you want to sit longer, envision longer, or be in silence longer. Otherwise, bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. May we all remember that there's always chaos in the midst of the storm, but yet the eye of the storm is always calm and peaceful. And the more that we're able to stay calm and peaceful through this process, the more we'll be able to impact and influence the matrix and the collective. Stay calm and keep practicing. Om, Om.